through the long enough, hitting with the swords when the night is coming out. Wadua saying there's a lie down the floor. Behold from the snakes and ladder. Sword versus sword sparring form. I learned this form Sifu Wang Jackman. Sifu Wang taught 3 sword forms that he stated were from the Wudang sword lineage of Li Jinling. Sifu Li Jinling was considered to be the greatest Chinese swordsman of the 20th century and lived in the early part of the century. Sifu Li brought many of the nearly lost methods of Chinese swordsmanship back to life. Sifu Wang Jackman taught the Wo-Person sword set along with the Tai Kai sword, Dragon Phoenix sword and Plum Blossom straight sword as a great, cohesive sword curriculum. 2-person sword sets are very rare in the world of Chinese martial arts. I have only seen 1 or 2 others in the last 30 years. The sword versus sword sparring form is about 40 moves per side. There are many repetitions of important techniques and many other unique moves. Both sides of the form are rather similar. This makes it easy to learn, because each person gets to do almost all the moves. It can be a little difficult to learn both sides though. People who are used to seeing swords fights in movies will be surprised by how this form works. The most noticeable thing is that 2 swords never clash, or touch. In fact, there are no blocking techniques in the form whatsoever. Instead, each player uses their footwork and agility to dodge or evade each of their partner's cuts and thrusts. Often, you will evade at the same time you begin your own counter-attack. This forces your opponent to drop their own attack and evade your counter-attack. Walk through the long enough, hitting with the swords when the night is coming out. Wadua saying there's a lie down the floor. Behold from the snakes and ladder.
The whole form can be seen as a series of attacks, evasions and elaborate counterattacks that follow one after another. It is really fun. Learning this form really helps you to understand the sword techniques in any sword form, whether it is Tai Chi sword, Wudang sword, or any other type of sword form. In particular, it will open your eyes to the nature of each of the cuts and how they might be really used.
Walk through the long enough, hitting with the swords when the night is coming out. Wadua saying there's a lie down the floor. Behold from the snakes and ladder. Jump in the elevator. Behave the souls coming home back in the years. How many times do you have to tell you? Behold from the snakes and ladder. Long enough. Night is coming out. Lie down the floor. Behold from the snakes and ladder. Elevator. Back in the years. How many times do you have to tell you? Behold from the snakes and ladder.